Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Saturday, August 28th, and this is our live Q&A. This is something I look forward to doing every Saturday. It's kind of the one day a week that we don't interview one of our multimillionaire experts. So we make it about you, and we answer any and all of your questions. Generally speaking, if you just want to say hello or what's up or hello, happy, you can do that as well. Because what I will do after I ramble for 5 to 10 minutes is I will go right to the back, right to the top of the chat box, and I will recognize each and every person that takes the time to leave me a question or a hello or anything of that nature. So that is pretty cool. As we get started, as people join, a couple of quick things. I do want to highlight again, I am sorry, but this wonderful book just slipped out of averaging 5 stars on Amazon, which means we went from 4.8 to 4.7. And I'm hoping all of you wonderful people out there that are part of this one rental at a time community, I'm hoping 5, 6 of you could go to Amazon today and leave a 5-star review. Even if you just say great book, 5 stars. I think if we had 5 or 6 of you today, that would kick us up to a 5-star review. I realize it's a glamour statistic, but darn it, it's one I've been proud of for 14 months, and I would love to get back there. So if you could help me out, I would greatly appreciate that. So as we get started, as I promised, I was going to answer the 8 questions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do yourself a favor. If you can, get a piece of paper. We are going to go through 8 questions about guesses, predictions, tea leaves, crystal ball of August of 2022. The reason I want to do this with you is because it could highlight an internal bias you may have. I'm going to go through each of the 8 questions, and I'm going to go into the details of what I'm thinking, and then hopefully you can see what I'm thinking ties to what I'm doing, right? I believe there's a housing slowdown. I believe there's tremendous opportunities out there in residential for plexes and below, specifically houses in my market. Others might be small multis. But I'm going to do this with you because, again, I share everything. I have an abundance mindset. And yes, and then yesterday, somebody left a comment, a really nice comment on one of my videos, and talked about getting to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I will fully admit that one of the crazy goals I have is to get to 100,000 subs because I want that YouTube plaque. I think it's silver. I want to get there. I do want to have that. Yes, that is something that I hope to get to someday. So thank you for that nice comment. Every subscriber gets us there. So if you want to be a part of the journey, go ahead and hit subscribe. That would be really, really cool. So, okay. Here are my 8 questions. If you want to play along, great. If you want to see the video that goes through them in detail, I released it yesterday at 6. I think it's called Predictions, something like that. But here we go. Question number 1. Question number 1, and they all have 3 answers. I just wanted to make it easy. Question number 1. Housing inventory. Housing inventory as of the report that I released was 1.32 million homes available. The question is, come August 2022, 12 months from now, A, will we be below 2 million? B, will we be between 2 and 3 million? Or C, we will be above 3 million homes available for sale? This is an important question. This question has some subtleties to it that I see. For example, if you believe that this health crisis is going to continue and we're going to have lots of peaks and valleys and all of that stuff, you're probably of mind that we're not going to have much more inventory because people are going to retreat and stay in. I believe we are about to run this thing over and get back to a semblance of normal as we get to the end of the year. I do not believe we are going to have this rush of inventory, right? There are, and I think anybody's guess about August 22 is valid. there are people predicting huge run up in inventory. You know the channels, foreclosures, landlords, all of those things. So for me, I think the answer, I think it's a, for me again, my guess, my complete guess about next year is we're going to be B as in boy, somewhere between 2 and 3 million homes, which is about that's an 80% increase from where we are. So it's no slouch. But remember, the closer you get to 3 million, you can call that a balanced market. But if we're like 2.5, it's still a seller's market, but we're not going to be like this, right? Sellers, buyers. It'll be more even. So I'm for the first question, I am going to go B as in boy, 2 to 3 million sales, or yeah, available units. Number two, another very, 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 very important question is, where do you see the 30-year mortgage rate? Fixed rate mortgage, A paper, owner occ. It's the rate that's most often quoted. As of this recording, the rate was right around 3%. I think it was 3.03 when I released it yesterday. So the question is, will we be below 4% in a year, between 4 and 5%, or will we be above 5%? So again, this question has subtleties in it, right? If you are sitting here watching this thinking that inflation is raging and it's going to get out of control and it's going to explode like the 70s or the 40s, you are probably thinking greater than 5%, right? That's probably what you're thinking, right? Jerome Powell's an idiot. Inflation's going through the roof. Rates are going to shoot up. That's probably what you're thinking. If you're between 4 and 5%, you probably think inflation is a problem. But maybe it's not out of control. Maybe it is, maybe it's plateaued. For me, I might surprise you on this one. If you've been watching my channel, I believe Powell is wrong. I think he's missing the pot that's boiling, because there's really some powerful things that are going to spring up in the next few months. But again, I don't see how they can let rates go up in the next year. So again, by August of next year, I believe rates are going to be A, below 4%. Just so you know, if I would have picked December of next year, I probably would have chosen B. But if we're choosing August of next year, I do not believe that rates will be above 4%. They'll probably be in the high threes, but not yet above 4. But we will have seen the bottom, and we will be on a interest rate rise going forward, if that makes sense. So again, I believe we have low rates. The A paper can get something with a 3 on it for one more year. Again, my wild ass guess is A is an apple. So 3, first time home buyer, credit program, whatever you want to call it. The whole idea is it's new. This is something we have experienced before. I believe it was an $8,000 kicker when the housing market was rolling over for first time home buyers. So the question here is, will we have one? Answer A is no, it won't happen. Answer B as in boy is yes, we will have one, but it will be $15,000 or less. And then there's C, yes, and it will be more than 15,000. As you know, we've the three amigos have come to jokingly call this current administration the handout administration. So I do believe we will have a program. I believe it will be above 15,000. So my answer is C, or C. Yeah, this way, C. C. I believe we will have one. It will be above 15,000. And that's, again, part of the reason inventory won't be above 3 million, right? Remember question A? It's hard to get inventory going up when there's a housing program that incents buying, right? You see how all these questions tie together? So yes, I do believe we will have a program. It will help first-time home buyers, and I don't think everybody gets above 15 grand, but the cap, I think, could be up to 25 grand. So yes, I do believe the answer is C. Yes, we will have a program. Yes, it will be above 15K. Number four. Taxes, baby, taxes, specifically capital gains. Will we see a higher capital gains? Again, 3 answers. One answer, A, is no. Question 2 is yes, we will, but it won't be as bad as feared. I put in the number of 30%. And then the answer C is kind of yes, it will be ordinary income and potentially be as high as 53%. So what I think here is I believe there is, I frankly believe there's no chance that the Democratic Party gets the budget reconciliation complete without higher taxes. If you don't know what the budget reconciliation process is, it is essentially an accounting that means that any spending has to come in with savings. It's not a blank check. It can use fuzzy math and really wild assumptions, but the budget reconciliation process really is an accounting game, which is something I'm pretty comfortable playing with. I don't know how they get 3.5 more $3.5 trillion in more spending without having to raise capital gains taxes. And I believe it's going to be the full boat. It'll be up to 53%. I have already told you exactly what happened. So again, government will be greatly disappointed by the tax revenue collection, and our deficit will grow even faster because I will not sell a damn thing when I have to pay 53% capital gains. I have an asset that I can keep. I have an asset I could refi. I ain't selling anything when capital gains is 53%. So yes, I do believe they're going to go full boat. I think they're going to pitch it as a tax on the rich, which it isn't. And yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Number 5, rent. Hopefully you guys are playing along, right? Leave questions here. Let's interact. Let's have some fun. Rent. Is rent going to continue to race higher? Right? The question A is no. It's going to plateau or perhaps go down, whatever you want there. Yes, it will continue to rage higher, but it won't be double digits. It'll be under 10%. Or question C, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to have back-to-back years of double-digit rent increases. Again, this is important, right? If you are making acquisitions today, what are your assumptions? I've seen some wild-ass assumptions lately in syndications. And, maybe they're okay, but man, some of these folks are making pretty extreme assumptions. So I believe we are going to have some rent growth, but it will not be what we have seen. We're going to get back to a normal world where government's not imposing stupid restrictions and causing a disjointed thing. That's what I believe. So I believe the answer is B as in boy. We will have rent increase. It just won't be double digits. It'll be back to 3, 4, 5%, in my opinion. Number 6, the lovely inflation indicator, and we're taking PCE because it is the Fed's favorite. PCE is personal consumption expenditures. Is it going to be over 2%? Right now, as of yesterday, I believe it was 4.2% when you include food and energy. It's been over 3.9 or 3.6% 2 months in a row, since that was the highest since 1991, I believe. So the answer for number 6, or the question number 6, is will PCE still be above 2%? Answer A is no. It will be back to normal, right? Sub 2. Question B, or answer B, is yes. It'll be between 2 and 3%. Answer C is you ain't seen nothing yet. We are still, we're now 14 months into this thing and we're still above 3%. I think inflation's a problem. I've said it many times. I do believe we will be normalizing a little bit, but I believe we will be above 2%. This one's more of a hope. I hope we're not above 3%. So I'm going to go with answer B as in boy and hope after 14 months we are still not above 3%. Now, for you stock market fans, if you don't know my channel, I do not play in the stock market. My opinion matters zero about the stock market, but I had to throw in a stock market opinion just because lots of people have assets there. Lots of people ask. So I simply took the S&P 500, which when I created the slide, I think it was 4505, but I just wrote 4,500. Will the S&P 500 be above 40, or I'm sorry, will it be below 4,500 is A, above 4,500 is B, and then I threw in just a wild, will the market see a 25% adjustment either way inside of 12 months? So again, I do not have a single penny in the game. I do not own a stock, a REIT, an ETF, a mutual fund, nothing. So my opinion does not matter. So I picked the over. I'm hoping all of you, if you're in it, I hope you win. Your winning does not hurt me at all. So I chose the over just to be optimistic. And I see some risk, right? The Buffett indicator has never been this high. Leverage in the system has never been this high. But I'm not sure I see a 25% move. It certainly could be 10%. I think most years we do have a 10% of movement, but I do not see a 25% movement. And again, as somebody who has not one red cent in these things, my opinion doesn't matter, but it was fun. And now, probably the most important question of the bunch, at least the one that gets the most headlines because people keep calling crashes. What will the median home price be? As of this recording, the median home price in the United States, that the entire market is $369,300. In 12 months, will we be below that? That's answer A. Above that, between 369 and 400, or watch out, we ain't seen nothing yet. We will be above 400. So for me, again, this is kind of like that interest rate question, which is number 2. I believe we are in a plateau. The housing slowdown is real, all of those things. But I believe as the first-time homebuyer thing starts to take off, we are going to see another up leg. But real estate moves a lot slower than stocks. So if the date was December of next year, I would choose a different number or different letter. But given I picked August, I'm going to pick B as in boy. I believe we saw a lot of the 2021 appreciation already. I believe we are in a plateauing platform, which is one of the reasons I think rates stay under 4. But as this home buyer program takes off, that is going to be the thing that takes us up again. So, we've been like this. We're going to plateau a little bit, and then we're going to go up again. That's kind of my anticipation. But yeah, as of August next year, I think we're somewhere between 369 and 400, basically flat for a year. So that's what I got. I have some more topics, but I am very curious to see what you all have to say. So we are going to go up here. Ding, 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 ding. Say hi, everybody. Ultimate Bargains, Jeffrey, how you doing? Andrew, good morning. Yep, Happy is right down here. She's sleeping, being a good little girl. Good morning, Claude. Good morning, Nathan. Persona, good morning. Ryan, good morning. Ryan, we're talking tomorrow at 9 a.m. my time, right? Sarn, good morning. Nathan, no question yet, but thought I would share doing the work. 6 months ago, my buy box had 0.4 months supply. Now it is 1. Housing slowdown is real. Yeah, discounts on homes. Yep. Morning, you all. Morning, Layla. How are you? Sean, good morning. I think builders start building again. Yeah, I agree. What is that? B? Which one? Which question? Oh, question 1. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I should have done something on builders. That would have been good too. I agree. Good morning, Eric and Amanda. How are you? David, I like all your experts, but why not add a full-time property manager to the mix for those of us who don't want self-management of properties? How do you add in your property managers as an expert? I'd happily do one. Somebody has to give me their time every week schedule, but I could probably find time to do that. Sure. Good morning, Tamika. How are you? Claude, question 2B. Oh, you think we'll be between 4 and 5. Cool. Nathan, I love that idea. What's that? David's question. Yep. Bond market will keep rates low. Yep, I agree. Yeah, I'm not good at it either. You paid 3. Okay. Oh, helping midterms. Question 3. Question 4B. B. Okay, I like it. That works. Question C. Let's see what Claude's got here. Question 5. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. You see rent going up again. Oof, that's going to hurt. It's always behind the ball. Yeah, that's true. Good morning. Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Basilio. Question 7. The S&P 500. What do you got, Claude? Above 4,500, below 4,500, and when we see a 25% swing. Ooh, Persona. Are we in a rent bubble? Bubble comments, please. Did you ever happen in wages won't go up? How can we protect ourselves? Yeah. So I've rented to thousands of people now, maybe tens of thousands, but certainly thousands. I've been doing this 20 years. I've never seen rent like this. I've seen rent slow down. I haven't seen rents go down. I've seen incentives to move in, but that's not where we are at. Are we in a rent bubble? I think rent is a lot like wages, Persona. Yeah. I would say as of right now, August of 2021, no. I think we have supply demand. I think the market's been messed with. I think we have consumer behavior change. I think the rent going up was justified. However, if we sit back 12 months from now and we have 15% rent inflation again, oh, that could be a problem. I don't think we're there today. But if we go back to back years like this, because what happened, this again, I love having an econ degree, right? Because at some point, what happens, Persona, when prices go up, when rents go up? Well, at some point, it makes a lot more sense to, frankly, just start building, right? If rents go up a lot in Austin or Huntsville or Raleigh, North Carolina, I'm just picking random cities now. At some point, the rents get so high that it attracts builders and investments and Wall Street and insurance companies, and supply will come up to moderate rent growth. So are we in a rent bubble today? I don't see it. It's certainly been wild to watch. I think a lot of that is because the government got in the way and the market was not functioning, right? I think the government kept 5 to 10% of units off the market with this stupid CDC eviction moratorium. Now that that's unwinding, I think we see rent slow down. So that's kind of what I see. Reinvent has a YouTube rent bubble. I guess I don't know what Reinvent is. Is Reinvent a YouTube channel? I don't know who that is. All right, where did we go? Sorry. Okay. Web Diamond Hands. Congress will pass a bill making housing is a right. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Congress doesn't have the votes. Yep, lots of markets are still low inventory, but the housing slowdown is still real. What do you think of 40-year notes? I assume you mean 40-year mortgages. I think they're coming. I think the 40-year mortgage could become a standard option inside the next 5 years. I don't think they're immediate, but I think they are laying the groundwork for 40 years to become a standard product that is bought by Wall Street. And once it's bought, once it's securitized, off to the races. And don't forget, I did a video sometime this week. Roughly speaking, if interest rates from a 30-year to 40-year are the same or roughly the same, you can have prices go up 20% and the payment doesn't move. So once a 40-year mortgage becomes a thing, you want to be an owner of real estate because your property values go up 10 or 15% like that. How do I think increasing inventory will affect rent prices? I don't think they will affect rent prices. They could in some markets like vertical living and Class A stuff, but rising real estate inventory is really more of an owner-occ thing. I actually believe there's going to be less inventory. So your question, John, has more inventory. I think there will be more homes for sale, but I think there will be less rental homes. Does that make sense? I think that's an important distinction. I believe there are tons of landlords that are just exhausted by the 14 months of a unconstitutional CDC eviction moratorium. They are going to flush the tenants that they have. They are going to clean up the units, and they are going to sell, which means more inventory for owners, less inventory for renters. So I do not see more inventory for renters, in my opinion. I do not believe that that Supreme Court ruling will do any of that. I believe that is a talk track from a certain side. Not going to happen. Renting has been out there. We have 60 some odd percent of people own. Not everybody wants to own. I don't see any of that stuff happening. What do you think about ADU garage conversion turning a 70K single family with 20% down from a 3 cap to a 12 in SoCal? Arthur, I don't know those numbers, but I can tell you I'm working on my first ADU in my market. I'm working on an ADU right now, so that should tell you all you need to know. I don't know those numbers that you talk about in LA, but I'm doing my first ADU. I just got some sketches back from a what are they called? Architect. So I'm working on one. I'm certainly working one. Yep. Yep. When the country is in panic, it's going to get crushed. I don't think the country is in panic. I think the country is standing in the light, and 90% of us are better off today than we were, or not better off might be a poor choice of words. I think 90% of us are a lot happier today than we were 6 months ago when we were all scared and didn't want to talk to each other. I believe we're going to run over this Delta thing with consumer sentiment, but again, we'll know Tuesday. Consumer sentiment's Tuesday. I don't believe any of this stuff about chaos and panic and I don't believe any of that stuff. I think that's just the media wanting to get a rise out of people. I don't believe any of that. I think stagflation is a real risk. Yes, I think stagflation is yes, I think that's a real risk. Yes. In the Bay Area, own a house for self or invest that down payment money in rentals, assets versus Waleed, Waleed. That really is a question for how long do you want to live there? I've lived in the Bay Area 50 years. It was critical, paramount, whatever you want to call it, that we buy a house in the right school district. So that's what we did first. If you're telling me you're going to live here for 4 or 5 years and then your dream is to live in Nashville or something, I don't think I think it's a lot cheaper to rent than own in the Bay Area today. Bay Area is just a stupid real estate market. Just silly. Come on. This is not happening. Stop it. I agree. Question: my landlord insurance went up 50% with no claims. Can I pass this on to the tenant? You certainly can pass some of that on. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you can certainly pass some of that on. But but you're probably already doing that in some regards, Nathan. Claude, yes, 40-year mortgage is going to be the most common. Oh, wow. 2 years? Most common? I don't know if I would say that. Certainly in 5 years. The market doesn't move that fast. Certainly doesn't move that fast. Oh, Reventure Consulting. Yeah, I know that guy. He likes to look at pretty charts and say silly things. Oh, sure. I can look at that. You guys are funny. Some of you ask me to watch other channels, and then when I give you my feedback on the channels, I get hate mail. Right? You can't make everybody happy. Yeah, whatever. The fact that we lost, was it 14 soldiers, is tragic. As a son of a Marine and a Navy, my mom was in the Navy. The loss of life by our military over there is tragic beyond belief, as we are trying to pull out. I'm not going to get involved in any of that bullshit. Is it possible NYS or CA continue to extend eviction moratorium due to slow? Yeah, of course. Yeah, Gavin Newsom in California is up for a recall election. Here's the deal. If Gavin Newsom does not get recalled, I fully expect him to extend the moratorium. But we have a election in about, 17 days, 16 days. If you're in California and you have real estate, you need to recall that guy. He is a dictator. He is a poor human being. He is a liar. Man, Gavin Newsom is just a pretty boy with a nice vocabulary. Man, God, he's terrible. I saw that I don't know, one of those other channels talked about it. I forget his name. The Ninja talked about the Russia Saudi thing. I haven't looked into that. I don't know. Carrie, do you think inventory in SoCal will pick up when our moratoriums finally end? Do you think government will extend? So again, I think inventory in SoCal does go up as we get to the end of the year. As far as the government will extend, it depends. If Gavin Newsom gets recalled, no. If Gavin Newsom does not get recalled, yes. Does that make sense? That's a good question, Kendall. I expect some California landlords to sue. I don't know who they would sue. I guess they sue Gavin Newsom. I believe so. Just so you know, folks, again, 12, 14 months ago, I talked to attorneys, constitutional attorneys, contract attorneys, all of these folks. All of them told me the same thing. It's unconstitutional, but it'll take time. Now that it's been declared unconstitutional at the federal level, the state, people are going to start suing the states. And just so you know, we have a US Constitution and we have a California Constitution. It's also illegal in the California Constitution. Contract law is important. So I expect landlords to sue and sue and sue and sue. Yeah, lumberjack. Yeah, I think watching other states is interesting for indicators, but at the end of the day, it's local markets. I believe as of this recording, 43 states do not have eviction moratorium. So evictions filing started yesterday, certainly. And if they didn't start yesterday, they'll start Monday. So yes, I think it's interesting, but yeah, I think it's interesting, but I think this is a topic that gets people all riled up. And again, remember, 43 states do not have anything. So unless you're in California like me or New Jersey, man, New Jersey. Oh, I don't know whatever New Jersey did to folks, but man, January. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. So you're voting for Larry. That's cool. Anybody, but as far as I'm concerned, anybody but Newsom. And again, I'm going to stress this one more time. If you are a landlord in California and you do not want this extended again, you have to recall Newsom. If Newsom wins, he's extending this. He's a dictator. He's a bad human being. It's not good. Hey, Aaron, I just got here. What is your prediction for housing market in 2022? Go back and answer the 8 questions. I did that already. I'm sorry. It's the first 10 or 12 minutes of this discussion. I'm sorry. I think if you're watching this live, you can just scroll back and start watching from the back. I think that's how that works. Terry, what's your opinion on a house hacking ADU? Yeah, 3-2 house with a crash heater. I think that's a great idea. I think house hacking is underappreciated, underutilized way to become a millionaire. We have a gentleman, actually, if he's still on, the lumberjack, who added a section in my course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, called Hackologist or Hackology. He has a 4-3-2-1 strategy that I think is flawless and amazing. I think house hacking is the easiest way to become a millionaire in real estate for anyone. It's an amazing thing that I have never done or experienced, but I've done the math, and Lumberjack and I talk every week. So house hacking is amazing. Do I ever think the Fed will measure inflation by products? No. Why would they change now? Anybody but Newsom. That's that could happen actually. The first class action lawsuit of over $1 trillion. That'll put them in their place. That'll make you pucker up. Woo. I don't answer that question. Anybody but Newsom is fine for me. You got, what is it, 49 other choices? I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. That's not my position to do that. My vote, I can tell you I have already voted. I'll tell you that much. And yes, I voted to recall Pretty Boy with a good vocabulary. I'm not telling you who I voted for because it doesn't matter who I voted for. Yes, Congress can pass a new law. Yes, Congress can pass a new law, but they need to get through the House and the Senate, and that's not happening. Shih Tzu, Smokey. Smokey, mine is sleeping. Oh, where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Even if Newsom is called, the entire state still Democrat control. Okay, but he can veto things. Oh, set for life. I didn't. Scott Trench. I will look that up. I did not know that. No, Aaron, I do not use any special calculator for analyzing real estate deals. I believe some people make it too complicated. My math is very simple. The denominator or bottom number is how much cash out of pocket, down payment, closing costs, make ready. And my top number is expected yearly cash flow. That then produces a yield. And that's how I compare all my deals. Very simple. I think simple is better. What do you think of Sam Zell going to more apartments? I think Sam Zell is a genius. I think he is a tremendous investor. I've read his book. He earned the moniker the Grave Dancer for a reason. And Sam Zell is the guy to watch. I think he's putting what was it $1.9 billion to work or something. I talked about it on my daily financial news. I think it is a sign that owning rentals is good. Yes, I actually interviewed Kevin about a year ago. He's a nice guy. I don't know, Henry, where you were at, but I would expect housing courts to be full for quite a while. Yep. So I think I got everybody. It's been a fun day. While I wait for other questions, a couple of things I noted I had else prepared today. I did that 50-year chart. You've seen me talk about it with lots of my different experts. I have finally put it in my free course. So if you just go to the link below, you can go get a free course. I've actually added it as a bonus section. If you are a member of my course, it is also added in the bonus section. Again, as always, I cite my sources. I tell you the dates I picked. So if you want to change it, go nuts. If you add more data to it, send it back. I would love to hear it. See what you have. Again, remember, I was disappointed to see this book fall out of 5 stars, which means it went from 4.8 to 4.7. So if 5 or 6 of you could today, this morning, this afternoon, go to Amazon and write a 5-star review, I would really help me. That would be cool. I get asked all the time about how to get started. Hey, I'm looking to buy a fourplex in Texas, or I want to buy a house in Seattle or whatever. All this is in my course, but get ready. Here it is in a nutshell. Define your buy box. Look at your buy box every day. Ignore everything else. Most new investors chase squirrels or butterflies and they can't focus. Then get your money right. needs versus wants. These buy now, pay later apps drive me insane. It's just another reason for you to be in financial jail. If you want to start investing, you got to do the work. Um, Nobody's going to come save you. Nobody's going to do the work for you. If you're ready to change your financial future, focus and do the work. Focus and do the work. So that's what I got for you. Let's see what everybody else has had. Oh, yes. Hit the like button. I always forget to do that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Nietzsche. Sean, that's a good question. I haven't decided yet. My current this weekend, I'm going to actually look at the 40s. We've had two bouts of inflation in this country. In the 1940s, we averaged 6% inflation. In the 1970s, we had 8%. So I don't know yet. I have not looked at the 40s, and in fact, a subscriber or at least a viewer of this channel brought to my attention the 40s. So before I go and figure out in the 70s, I'm going to go figure out, are we more like the 40s or the 70s, or maybe we're a little bit of both. So I don't know yet. This weekend, I'm going to look at the 40s, and maybe I'll know more next week. But I certainly don't believe inflation is transitory. What a joke. Am I writing any other books? Yes, I have completed my second book. It is gone through 2 rounds of editing already. My first book was our story of real estate, going from $150,000 stock market loss to, buying rentals. The next book is 15 stories of others who come from all walks of life. My whole goal with the one rental at a time umbrella is to find stories that inspire you to do the work. So I found 15 stories of people I've talked to on this channel over the last 2.5 years. And my hope is you find 2, 3, 4 people in those 15 stories that go, wow, that person was worse off than me, and they did it. I believe a lot of folks think they want to get interested in real estate, but don't. So I'm writing a book right now. Fingers crossed it's available in 30 days. That hopefully will inspire more of you to get started. More of you just got to get started. I can show you the path. I can't do the work for you. So yes, I'm writing that book. It's almost done. It's really, the thing that's harder than writing a book? Editing a book. Editing a book is way hard. Thank you. I appreciate that, Corset. Somebody could add that, sure. Add the 50-year. I guess, I don't know. I probably can do that, sure. We're in the late 60s, early 70s. Okay. It's interesting. Sean, yeah, I will again, I think I'll know more. First for me, it's to go back and look at the 40s and 70s and see where we're at. Hey Jose, how are you? All right, I think that's what I got. So have a wonderful day. I will be talking to my students in about 16 minutes in our private Facebook group. Very cool. Take care, everyone. Bye.